I interviewed Weston Smith, a producer and musician. Today, we talk about his life from Oklahoma to LA and how he produced over 1 billion views on social media.
You're a crazy guy, all right? You know what I like about you? You're really cold-blooded. You're really cool when it comes to like high-pressure situations, you know, like dropping paint in the back of your Tesla. You keep it cool, you know? I love that, bro. I want to talk to you about, obviously, producing in the creator world, you know? You produce for huge creators in LA.
Yeah.
How'd you get in all this?
It's a long story, but I know we got time.
Yeah, we got time, bro.
So I'm from Oklahoma. Growing up, the only kind of thing you see about productions is either like movies or churches.
Yeah.
So like in college, I studied marketing and then moved out here. One of my best friends from college moved out here a year before I graduated, and he convinced me to come out. For a while, I was like, no. And then I visited June of 2019, and I saw like the friend group that he had made and like kind of the friends that, were just like real ones. I was like, okay, let's do it, and so we were both, he's a musician, has an artist project and everything like that, but it's harder than it has ever been to like break out, in music,
HeyBoy.
Yeah. So HeyBoy, he moved out here a year before me, kind of did the legwork. Like being alone in LA for a year, I couldn't imagine, He had, start from the bottom and just kind of, create friends from scratch. And so, visiting in June, I was like, wow, there's actually genuine people here, like-minded people. And so there was a marketing gig that he was working with, to make side cash while he was trying to kind of figure out his artist project. And so, he got me a job with him and we ran that. It was fun to start out, and then, I kind of got burnt out, didn't really like it. I was always in front of my computer. I was actually, editing some videos. We were kind of like doing freelance marketing and kind of just trying to, make it work. But I didn't have like, much experience. I just had kind of college, marketing type classes. And January of 2020 comes and I'm like, we just kind of, made a clean split from marketing and kind of a rewind. When I moved here in September, about a month later, I had already met Jesse, who started Room 1041 with Stro.
Yep.
And he was like, yo, we have a gig that is super easy. It's just driving pass van, but it's for Nike. So I was like, all right, easy. Yeah. I'm just going to, get a day off and go run this. Like, I have no idea what I'm going to do, but let's run it. Like I've never heard of an offer, an opportunity like that before. Like to work for a big name like that, like Nike. I was probably the worst pass van driver, I'm sure, but I had a buddy that was also on, so he, kind of helped me. I was like, this is the first set I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But from that, I was just kind of like, it was always in the back of my mind when doing marketing and stuff, and I had helped out with a few social shoots here and there, but nothing really, I was never really like, okay, ready for the switch. And then I meet one of Jesse's friends. We were just out one night and I started talking to him. He works with this production company that Jesse kind of like started at, did like production managing. They do a lot of like huge music videos. I was like, yo, like I'm free if you need someone like a PA or something, And he's like, I got you. And so a few days later, I get a call sheet, and it's the call sheet for Watermelon Sugar for Harry Styles.
Whoa. Yeah. That's a biggie.
Yeah.
That's a lot of views on YouTube.
Exactly. So we shot that out in Malibu, and that was a very physically demanding shoot, but it was also very rewarding because it was like, a small, like kind of tight-knit crew. On those, it's like loose assignments with PAs, and, if you're, like tight with like, the producers or anything like that, they'll have you help with like, Harry's team or anything like that. And so I was just hooked from that experience. It was just one of the coolest days ever. But from that, I got a connection to do another music video that week, and it was for BTS.
What, dude? You're just hitting the biggest names.
The same week.
Yeah, that's the biggest boy band and the biggest like guy that came off a boy band. That's crazy.
It was I think the song name is Black Swan.
Okay.
Is that a song?
I don't know. I'm not in the BTS world, but I know how huge they are.
Yeah. So just those two experiences, I was hooked. And then eventually, working in those, I was like, okay, I want to get into this. And like Jesse and then a good buddy named Wyatt were kind of running Room 1041 on the production side at that point. And so they just kind of took me in, and I was like, I want to learn as fast as I can, work my way up, and just, run this. And so, yeah, we started from PAing, and just kind of my first ever kind of client that I was ever assigned to or anything like that, like kind of production managing, was Twan Kuiper. I had seen, Lele stuff from like high school into college, and so I recognized Twan, and like we all got tight because we had a studio. We had a warehouse type studio. Curtis Lepore actually used to live there in that warehouse, and then that kind of got handed down to us. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but we'll see.
Yeah. No, I've met Curtis. He's a cool guy, but that's crazy. He lived out there.
Yeah. And so everyone was just kind of hanging out at the warehouse, like, Spence, Adam, Twan, Curtis would be there. We would all play Smash, and I was terrible, but it was so fun to hang out.
I remember like Stro used to post stories about that time. Like I remember you guys were just in the computer, like gray looking studio.
Yeah. Exactly. So we did all that leading up to March, and then that's when COVID hit.
Yeah, but that's a good time for content, right?
Exactly. So we had about a month to 2 months where we just kind of laid low and didn't really do anything. But once May came around, we were like, we have this warehouse. We're going to turn it into like, a place where we can shoot everything. We also put a basketball goal in there, like a weight set. I mean, Spence is just running workouts every day. Like some friends got us like a freezer, and because they freaked out, like this is like COVID when everything was shortage and everything, and like put like meat in the freezer and like like helped us. It's like a warehouse full of dudes that hopefully they eat. So yeah, that was a really, really cool time to just create a relationship with everyone, and really kind of bond. And everyone was just kind of like lightning in a bottle. Like you don't know what it was until it's past. But
hindsight, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's just so cool. Like looking back, it's COVID. No one's doing anything in life. Everyone's kind of just laying down, doing their thing.
Everyone, like, socially is divided.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Like, it's just so much uncertainty and, beliefs and everything.
Yeah.
A
lot of good ideas for AdamW mask shorts, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. I used to see them all the time on YouTube, Oh, I'm still eating.
Yep. So that was a fun one to produce. I remember the first one, and so this the plane set that we shot in, we had kind of previously shot at a different plane set, and they had to move like warehouses, and so we were kind of like at a loss. We were like, okay, we have this great idea, but we need an airplane set. And I call this place, and he doesn't answer the first time, but he calls me back because he recognizes my area code. He's like, are you from Oklahoma, and stuff like that. This guy ends up being from Oklahoma, and we just become like homies because he's like, like anyone from Oklahoma that makes it out here, I feel like, it's
like
kind of family, So we were able to just kind of get in whenever we needed to that airplane set. And I remember when Adam had these crazy ideas, and we just ran them, we had to get like an ice luge in there, like a 100-pound ice luge that was like, we had to get like furniture movers to like roll it in, and like it's this airplane set, so it's like skinny, it's not the most flat and stuff like that. So yeah, there's just so many of those that you don't realize what it's going to do when you're shooting it, but I could tell that it was a fun time, and it was hilarious. So I'm glad that they got the respect that they deserve, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's like, dude, like hundreds of millions of views. Does that ever like hit you that you've like, the title of the video right now is like how this guy's responsible for billions of views on social media? But that's crazy, man. Does that ever hit you that like you've hit about like billions of views easily? I like
to take pride in my work, but I it wouldn't be there if Adam wasn't as brilliant as he is. I think that Adam is one of the smartest guys, the most sociable, type of guys, and everyone just kind of rallies around him, and he's a brilliant writer and hilarious comedian and everything like that, and so I just enjoyed learning from him.
No, that's amazing, man. I also produce for like a YouTube channel as well. We also like create comedy shorts as well, and like since we're both brown, like like a big inspiration for us is Adam.
Totally.
And like both my client and I, we've met Adam like a couple times, but we always like play it like cool. We never like freak out or anything. We're just like, that's sick, you know. But you know, it's just so crazy because, you know, I'm not saying he looks like me, but it's nice to see a brown guy just make content and stuff, because it's just a sea of white, you know. No offense.
No.
But it's just like, oh, there you go. That's my guy right there.
Totally.
Him and Anwar, obviously. But it's really inspiring to see him like make a living and stuff. And his story's crazy, bro. The giraffe story. Have you heard that?
Is it the when they faked the? Which one are you talking about?
So,
when they faked the arm in the giraffe? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's like where Adam was like really broke, and like he bought like a giraffe renter guy, and like he filmed a skit with a giraffe because he knew it would bang. And
I
then
remember that.
He sent the video to his friend who was monetized.
Yeah.
Made a lot of money off that, and then he was like plus on his bank account again, and then he just started reinvesting.
So one thing about Adam that I got the pleasure of, like, you know, hearing him talk, you know, in depth about it. I feel like he doesn't talk as much about it anymore, but this man is, you know, he moved out. He used to be like a personal assistant. You know, he was kind of, you know, hustling, trying to do that, but he was also, you know, like had the dream of being, he knew who he was inside. And so he just worked his way in and worked so hard. And one of the things that he told me was every morning he woke up. Have you ever heard of The Secret? It's like a documentary.
No, I haven't.
But it's basically manifesting and, you know, professing, you know, how you see your future going, your business, your relationships, everything. Just kind of like, you know, this is meant for me. This is, you know, everything like that. And it worked for him like tenfold. It's crazy.
Yeah, but he's been grinding for a long time, bro.
Long time.
Decade plus, man. It's crazy, you know, like, yeah, the 1600 Vine days, that was like back in 2012, 2013 when Vine was actually out. You know, that whole building shout out some cool people, bro.
Yeah.
Logan Paul, Jeff Wittick,
Yeah.
King Batch, you know.
Wampa.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Stro back in the day when he...
Stro. Jesse lived there too.
Yeah.
In a closet.
Dude, so, like, I remember Stro used to be in, like, Logan Paul's vlogs back in the day. That's why I was like... I've been a fan of that group because I'm in that demographic of their audience, and it's just so surreal, bro. You know, these guys are just like right here, you know. They started right here in an apartment just shooting videos, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now Logan Paul's like a billionaire, you know.
It's wild.
Crazy, right?
It's really wild. And like
his drinks in like every store.
Exactly. It shows kind of, you know, the wave and like just the shift of this new generation, and, you know, kind of how important it is to build a following and, like, you know, like
business,
work
bro.
towards it. Like consistency and everything like that gets rewarded.
1000%.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's people, you know, they still somehow don't take like content and YouTube that seriously. People think it's like, you know, whatever. But then when you realize how much, like, for example, like AdamW, like his brand deals with like Old Spice, for example, like, dude,
Totally.
Those get more views than like a television show, like on like ABC, you know. Maybe like an ABC ad will get like what, 5 million, 10 million views.
If
People
that.
will be on their phones, like they're not even gonna check. And then, but Adam would get like 20, and people are like actually engaged with it.
Exactly.
So the call to action for that product is, you know, it's so good.
Dude, totally. And the crazy thing about kind of being able to, or I guess the crazy thing about these ads and these social media ads, they get so much more analytics.
Yeah, analytics.
Than TV, so they know that it's
when people
gonna
click
deliver.
the link in the
For
bio.
sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Use code Weston for the you know, it's crazy. Like you also star in a lot of these videos. Like, you know, you wore like a police outfit one time. I remember that.
I like to say I blend in.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You do blend in, bro. Like I always see you in the videos, man. It's so crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's oh my god.
Look at that, dude. Yo, look at this guy, man.
That's funny.
No, I love that, man. Like whenever I see Adam videos now, I always see you, Alexa, and like the whole production crew behind it. It's so cool, bro. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I remember like I asked you like if you ever got recognized and stuff, because like, dude, these hit billions. You know what I mean?
Totally, yeah.
Across the board, it's so wild. And your buddy Brian was saying like that NFL video. Yeah, that's insane, dude.
I've never been. I feel like I look like every other white guy.
Yeah.
So I've never really been recognized. I feel like Brian definitely has though.
Yeah, because he has like lines and like parts and stuff. But I think
Brian's very talented as well.
Yeah,
I think he
1000%.
So much potential.
Yeah, dude. All these guys. You guys, like I've been to a couple of your guys' shoots before, and it's like you guys have a like nice tight knit like community. You know?
Totally.
You guys are like very like confident too. Like, you know what I mean? Like you guys are never stressing. I like that.
It comes with mistakes. You know, like that's the biggest thing when I was, you know, starting from the bottom and like learning. I was just like, you know, there's got to be a reason, a solution always, you know. And so I think like, you know, taking each shoot is like an opportunity to figure out something that you may have overlooked and you will not forget it the next time. So it's just like this constant kind of like
learning.
Exactly.
Yeah,
everything's a lesson.
Time.
Everything's a lesson. It's all on how you respond to that. It's like Rocky. It's about getting up, you know?
Yeah, it's about getting up, bro.
Yeah.
You can't get to Balboa without the other 5 movies.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, dude. He's actually been in this room before.
No way.
Sylvester, yeah.
Wow.
Met him a couple times. Cool guy.
They just did a show called Tulsa King. He just did a show, and that's where I'm from.
Oh,
Tulsa.
nice.
And they shot in my hometown.
That's so cool, bro.
Yeah. So I just finished watching it actually, last week.
That is so wild, bro.
Taylor Sheridan. Have you heard of Taylor Sheridan?
No, I haven't.
So this man is a genius. He, tried for 10 years to be an actor here in LA and kind of hit. He struck gold with. Have you heard of Yellowstone? Like Kevin Costner,
like cowboy stuff.
Yeah. So the first one that came out, it's all Paramount. So the first one that came out is kind of like modern day, but they're trying to keep this ranch from like developers and like all this stuff, and it's on Yellowstone, and a beautifully done show. It has cowboys, and so Taylor Sheridan wrote it kind of from the span of like the start of this show up until like, you know, when these other spinoffs started like pumping out. This man, you know, bought this massive ranch in Texas. It's called I think it's called the Sixes or the Fours, a number. It's like 4 numbers of the same number.
10-4.
Yeah, he got the land, and then he has all these horses, all these like cow hands and everything like that. Everything that's used in the show is based out of him. So he's just cashing in, writes it, you know, produces it, hires out everyone, puts money in his wallet, you know, from the show, from all these different streams. And now he has started with Yellowstone, did 1883, 1923, just wrote Tulsa King. He wrote Hell or High Water, the movie. Great movie if you haven't seen
Fantastic. Yeah, I've heard of it.
Wind River, Jeremy Renner, the new Jeremy Renner TV show, Mayor of Kingstown or something like that.
Yeah.
So this man is just cranking out shows, and I'm just like, he cracked the code, honestly.
Yeah.
So he's been like a lately, like, very big inspiration. Like, he's a beast. Yeah, you should look into him.
Dude, no, that's awesome, man. Like, it's so crazy what a good year can do for you, man.
Yeah.
Changes your life, bro.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Dude, I wanted to ask, with working with all these creators as a producer, do you ever have an urge to create content yourself? Because now, like, you get how it works, you know? You get the writing, you get the production.
Yeah.
Uploading.
Not necessarily.
No Weston content?
I had a YouTube channel in college with one of my best friends, Timmy.
Nice.
It's called Just Two Bros.
Just Two Bros. Dude, I love how YouTube always starts off like that. Just like 2 dudes just being bored in their room, just having fun.
So I think we reached like 100 subscribers total.
Dude.
You know, it was college. I learned, you know, editing from scratch, and
dude, yeah.
We loved like fashion and like went to thrift stores and all that, and, you know, kind of like a lifestyle type of vlog. But yeah, that was fun, and I really don't necessarily have an urge to create content. I want to you know, eventually make shows and movies, and you know, I would definitely act, you know, but I don't see myself getting in front of a camera for content. necessarily.
Yeah. That's interesting because some of your other coworkers, they said the same thing. They don't really care about this content where they want to go into mainstream media. Like I think Michelle, she said that, and I was like, wow, that's cool. Because for people like in my age group and stuff, like that's all we want. Like we want the content. We don't want the TV shows and stuff. It's interesting,
dude. Movies. I hadn't kind of realized my love for movies until moving here, and it was like COVID just brought it out.
Yeah.
We just watched everything when we were locked in and became obsessed with Entourage. Entourage was our show during COVID.
Yeah.
And, that's just kind of...
It's really LA.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like our friend group is just kind of, very similar to Entourage. Not, specific to characters, but I think, like, the blind loyalty and, like, we're just... all trying to figure it out in this city, but we all know we got each other,
Yeah, 1,000%.
And we're always, there to support. And there's like a circle, there's kind of two different groups in our friend group. There's like, the shooters, creators, the, directors, all that are kind of in the filming, and then like the musicians and music and all that. And I had the pleasure of being able to do both.
Yeah, it's a good Venn diagram.
Yeah.
A little sweet spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful that, my parents forced me to do piano when I was 6, and music has just been always been a part of my life. And I think movies and music videos and, TV shows and stuff like that, they all put both of those together. And that, like, it's a beautiful harmony.
Yeah. One day you're shooting for Jason Derulo, making funny videos, and then the next day you're on stage with HeyBoy, right? Like, what's that experience like? I saw you were on stage. What do you do with them? Like sound tech or? So
I play keys. I play keys
shit.
for Ethan, for HeyBoy, and we just had a show on Saturday at the Peppermint Club.
Nice.
It's a different kind of nervousness, but what's it called?
You guys are passionate about it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally, and like it's exhilarating.
Yeah.
Adrenaline. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah,
Adrenaline.
yeah.
It's fun.
Dude.
So I love, like, high stress, and then, like, as soon as it's done, it completely lifts. I think that, like, that's literally a drug. Like,
yeah, no, 1,000%, it's a drug, bro.
And it's kind of the best feeling, looking back and being like, okay, we did what we had to do,
1,000%, bro. So like this, like you guys have good branding. So is HeyBoy like the band, or is it just one guy, Ethan?
Yeah. So Ethan started it. It's his artist project. He's always kind of been like, I wish it was a band, because he's like loves Coldplay. We all love Coldplay.
Yeah.
Coldplay's the best,
Yeah.
And he's always kind of had that inner thought of like, should it be a band? But I think he, has the ability to carry it all. I think that, it can turn into a band if it needs to, but I feel like,
he's the Adam Levine of the Maroon 5.
Exactly.
He's the Chester Bennington of the Linkin Park.
That's right.
The Timberlake of the NSYNC.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And NSYNC had a few that were like up,
Bass. What was the other guy's name?
I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm too young for that.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I was too young for that. Damn. But I guess who was the head of One Direction? I guess I don't know.
See, that's the same thing. Like there were people that were,
In my head, it was Zayn Malik because I was.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, because it was just like, oh, the brown guy, he's the one, dude. He's the head, dude. But yeah, it's probably Harry. He's got a crazy solo career, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, this guy named Weston shot watermelon sugar for him, Dude, that must be so crazy. Like, I don't know. Is that not like you go back to Oklahoma, right? Mm-hmm. All these, your family, you're doing Thanksgiving dinner, these guys just, they're doing their 9-to-5s at their offices, and you're like, oh yeah, I did a Harry Styles music video, did a couple billion views on YouTube with AdamW. Like, is that not like crazy? You know what I mean? Like,
it is for the young people.
Yeah,
I think,
of course,
in the Midwest/South, I think that, people, most of the, like, the later, like my parents type generation and everyone like that, I feel like they don't necessarily glorify it as much. I mean, I don't know if glorify is the right word, but they don't,
Yeah, no, I completely understand.
And my parents have never really been into movies, and I'm just like always nerding out about it, and I'm sure they have, like, half the time they don't know who I'm talking about, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, they love, seeing me whenever I can make an appearance. And they're definitely, proud, but I think they know that, bigger things are to come even. So, yeah.
No, of course, bro. I can see you right next to Tom Cruise in Top Gun 3 or something, bro.
Top Gun 3.
Yeah, man. Dude, that's so crazy to me, bro. That's like, I'm sure, yeah, like you're right. The younger folks are probably like, dude, you were with King Batch, man. You were with Hannah
That's just you.
Dude.
No, I'm kidding.
No, it is probably just me. Yeah. It's always
That's
so
why I
surreal.
love having you guys around. I feel like, you guys bring
Youthful energy.
Yeah, totally. And the excitement, it kind of fades a little, like,
No,
you get jaded in LA, and there's been, so many stressful situations that, you just got to keep your cool on kind of all fronts. But it was good to have you guys come around and, like, being excited. It just kind of reminds us,
Yeah.
how special it really is.
Yeah, it's so cool. You
Yeah.
get to do this. It's like such a fun crew. It's such a fun thing you guys are doing. You guys are spreading laughter and joy. It's just sick,
Yeah.
And like, it's not a sitcom, TV network, but it's still cool. You still get a lot of eyes and affect a lot of people,
Totally. Kind of one of the coolest moments for me, Adam was talking about, who he was, hanging out with. There were like different comedians that he was with, and he mentioned Woody Harrelson talked about like the airplane videos. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Like Woody Harrelson's talking about like watching Adam's stuff and like, enjoying it. So yeah, that was really cool.
A lot of these people, they bleed into mainstream Hollywood. Like I've seen Batch in a bunch of Netflix movies.
Totally. He was in Greenland.
Yeah,
that was a really good movie.
Yeah, Hannah Stocking's been in like Medea, Tyler Perry movies. It's just so cool, bro. Like all this, like it's really, people do use it as a stepping. I saw like King Batch was at the Fast and Furious premiere. John Cena dapped him up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on,
The
dude?
crossover is insane.
Yeah, so it's like the 1 degree separation between you and like mainstream media is just like one person,
Yeah. Kind of another unreal moment. When we had the studio, we had a ping pong table.
Yeah.
And so that kind of attracted a lot of people to come and play. And Adam said, like, Jaleel White was going to be by. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, I grew up watching Family Matters, Steve Urkel, what was it on? Like, Nick at Night, or like, I think Nick at Night. That was just one of my favorite shows growing up. So that was, like, the coolest thing, meeting him. He was so down to earth. Like one of the coolest guys. So yeah, that was just unreal.
Yeah, dude. There's just like, for me, I have so many pinch me moments. Like I produce podcasts for a living, and it's just like, dude, the amount of people I just meet. Like sometimes I always forget how cool it is.
Totally.
Like I go home and I'm like, oh, dude, I just did a podcast with Sylvester Stallone and his daughter. Like what the hell was that?
Yeah. Nuts.
Yeah, it's so nuts. things get crazy in LA. That's just like the opportunity, and like if you put in a lot of hard work, you'll meet opportunities, and like things go well for you.
Totally.
If you put in the work.
Totally. Yeah. It's taking those risks and kind of stepping out, knowing what you're going to do, and really like putting your mind to it.
Yeah. So no regrets on the marketing major. You love what you're doing, man.
Totally. Yeah. I'm very grateful.
No, 1,000%. Like especially because the way the world's headed and the way that economics are going, as long as you're happy doing what you do and like you're able to be financially stable, that's like the goal right there.
Totally.
Dude.
It's a blessing, and to be able to do it with my best friends.
Oh man, that's so sick.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. Dude, do you ever plan on going on bigger shows and stuff with Mr. Ethan? Just like you guys want to take over the world?
That's definitely on the list. I would love to, go on tour. I could, I think that it's not far off at all, and I can't wait,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I want to keep both,
Dude, I know it's like it's so hard to keep both too, but like you said, like they play well with each other. So
totally.
Yeah.
And I think being able to do something with just your phone, like I can do 90% of what I do from my phone, so it's not too far off of being able to do both. So
yeah. No, man, you're like from what I've seen, like you're a jack of all trades. Like at the shoots we do, like you taught me how to do a Falcon light and stuff, because this is not a Falcon light. This is you just pop it on and it's on, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's so crazy. Like, you learned all that in your time at Room 1041 from January, right? January 2020?
Totally. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think that life, is full of experiences, everything leads up to another, and like you'll always learn things that you're going to use later. Like, I just think that, it's just when those doors open and it's like, oh wow, yeah, like I can put all these together, and it's like
you're leveling up, bro.
It's crazy, and I'm super lucky, and like a lot of people don't step out and do that, or they don't have, the same opportunities. So I'm grateful every day, and I've learned so much kind of just figuring it out. I think that is the main thing that is taught, and like, it's kind of something that, I think a lot of people quit when it's not easy, but sticking through it and like trying to figure things out and like figuring out how things work and being able to like, kind of engineer it, in a way. Like, for a while we did stuff with Topper Guild. He is running it on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I've seen him around, bro. Yeah, Topper Guild, he's pretty crazy. He's the rival of this guy right here.
Who's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, if they're rivals now, that is insane. Because that's probably one of his biggest inspirations.
Oh wow.
So like, Topper is one of the most down to earth people, motivated people that I've ever met.
Yeah.
And it was a pleasure working with him. We did crazy stuff. Have you heard of any of these builds that we did?
No, but like the way I know him is like there's this crazy guy out in LA who just owns a bunch of like vehicles, like ambulances and like cops and fire trucks. I have no clue.
I just saw him.
Something. I just saw
I've rented an ambulance from him before.
Yeah.
For Lexi
and he does a lot of videos with Topper Guild and stuff. So that's like, you see how everything's connected, bro?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, dude, no, that guy's insane, but I love him, man. He's a character.
So some of the things that we've had to do, like we had to make armored cars, like an armored van. Like Ethan, HeyBoy.
Yeah.
He in high school learned how to weld.
Oh wow.
So he's another man who is a jack of all trades. Like when we were doing the marketing stuff, crushing it. He is very talented in so many different things, and especially music, So I'm glad that he's sticking through this. Like what has happened with his like everything music is all just like leading up and providing this longevity career, and not just like kind of instant success on one thing and then it kind of fades. I love kind of the trajectory that he's at. But yeah, he was able to help me make like an armored van, an armored bus.
Yeah.
We, did just so many crazy things, like built all these sets and like made this like wax prison like that he had to melt his way out of, and so that was like a really kind of building time of where I just got my head down into work and just built everything. Like I did a lot, as well as his filmer Shutters. Me and him just ran these, like we were literally constructing sets, like building like wood prisons and like this iceberg that he had to destroy, and like concrete blocks that we had to call like two companies to come and collect, and like just crazy stuff. Yeah, I think that every shoot has something that you need to learn about it, and then the next time exactly how to do it.
Yeah, especially with like these big idea YouTubers like Topper and Eric and stuff. They require a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Right? Yeah.
It's crazy. I forgot when I met Topper, but I think it was at an Airac shoot, and it was so cool seeing them interact and stuff. And it was just like, wow, like you can really get there if you tried. Like,
totally.
And like Topper surpassed Eric in subscribers.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that.
I think Topper has like 20 mil.
Wow. Shout out Topper.
Congrats. Out. But it's a little cheating because shorts are
short hit his stuff just hit the jackpot on shorts.
Dude, yeah. All the time, man.
And knowing him personally, like he deserves every bit of it.
1,000%.
Yeah, I think anyone who has the pleasure of meeting him will tell you like he has an online character, and then he has
the IRL,
who he is.
Everyone has that for sure. Yeah,
he is a great man. Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
for sure.
Yeah, that's always interesting to me. Like, well, what you just brought up, like online personas versus how people are in real life. Yeah, because a lot of people judge people how they are online, and they never really know how people are in person. Like, you would think that King Batch is like a really horny guy, always like, you know what I mean? Like, damn. But that backflip though,
He might be.
He might be. Yeah. But in real life, he's like the chillest dude ever.
Totally.
Yeah, it's so cool. And then, yeah, you would think like Adam is just a guy who doesn't wear his mask and keeps eating Cheetos all the time, but he's like a really cool business-minded guy. I like it, dude. It's so amazing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, these content creators, man. It's insane.
And it's a foreign world to anyone who's not around this area. Like, it's a foreign concept that, you know, they actually have a life that's not, you know, through this screen. Like, there's people that think that like, you know, but that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Dude, man, creators, dude. It just blows my mind. I'm like really obsessed with the world, obviously. That's why I love having producers and
Totally.
people who are in the scene. It's just, there's just so many different walks of life, you know? Like, there's just so many different perspectives of it. Like, even though, like, all these creators get a bunch of views, they only get views from, like, a certain demographic. And there's, like, a whole another world of LA of, like, streamers and then, like...
Totally. All
like,
these clicks.
Yeah.
All these different...
these different sets of eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
It's so crazy to see.
The groups.
Yeah, the groups, man.
We...
Because you guys, like... In my head, I compartmentalize you guys as like the Viner group.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the pleasure of kind of breaking through that. We've worked with like Lorray, and like some of those new, you know, the
New
newer
faces,
generation,
new wave, yeah.
But totally, that's kind of our bread and butter is like those comedy sketches with those, you know, Viners and.
I wanted to ask Jesse this. We met at Jason Derulo's house. That's such a crazy sentence to say.
his temporary house.
Yeah. So when we were there, I forgot to ask him completely. Like, was it a coincidence that they lived at a place called 1600 Vine while they were Viners? Like, or that, you know?
I think that there were people involved that.
Oh, interesting.
Definitely like kind of like guided.
Okay.
I would say.
Interesting.
And I feel like they kind of, I honestly don't know. This is just my speculation. But I would think that there's kind of, you know, probably some older people that were involved, maybe investors or anything like that.
Who wanted
that were
to get
kind of
all
like,
in one place.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity. We have Vine Street right here, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it was just, you know, just kind of instantly clicked with everyone because it was just like the first, like no one, it was so new. It was such a new concept.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant.
Yeah, no, like I always was like, dude, how are all these people in the same spot?
Yeah.
Like the Jason Nashes and the Rudys, and I'm like, bro, why does everyone stay at the same spot?
I couldn't imagine seeing it. I wish I was.
It was a surreal moment in
that.
internet history, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think the thing is that they got so big, and Vine, it didn't really have an algorithm. It was based off followers and stuff. So
totally.
That group, they just all kept revining each other.
Exactly.
And it just created like, you know.
It just 10x'd everyone.
Yeah, 10x everyone. Yeah, like there was like a certain group that was like number one, obviously, like the Leles and the Batches and stuff. Yeah, they were always at the top, and it's so crazy because we got to see the downfall of the app and see how they all migrated. You know.
Yeah, totally.
Instagram, YouTube. Logan Paul became like the biggest YouTuber for a while. It was
daily vlogging.
On multiple channels with like. And now he has like a podcast, like one of the biggest podcasts in the world with like crazy guests every day. You know,
totally.
It's so surreal, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's crazy that people are still making content. It's just there's just so many roads you can take with it. You know.
For sure. Yeah.
Lele's a musician now.
Dude, and married. Like.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of seeing everyone, you know, grow up. Everyone's been able to see all these people just mature into adults and like. Kind of watching them get into, you know, their next paths and kind of setting their careers up rather than just kind of posting. It's cool to watch for sure.
Yeah, it's surreal. Like years of your life are just out there, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, I remember there was like a video of like Batch and like I don't know, he was like in a library. He was like filming like a low quality video. And he's like, man, I'm gonna make it in Hollywood. I'm gonna make it. And it was just so crazy to just see just like his confidence and his like
Dude.
passion, bro. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see in hindsight, obviously, but
Totally.
you know, it's like, wow, they had it from the beginning.
For sure.
The never giving up kind of attitude.
Totally. That's
Yeah.
what it takes.
Yeah. Person like Stro, like who's been like in the background of all this, you know,
Yeah.
it's just so wild, bro.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah.
Like when I saw him, I was like, dude, this guy's like filmed everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these videos that people see on their screen, it's all him.
Yeah.
It's just so wild to me.
He's a legend.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. You got it on camera, man. 4K. He's a legend.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is. I look up to him every day. And, you know, I'm always, you know, part of my job is just anticipating everything.
Yeah.
And you know, my goal is to be able to read his mind and, you know, have something ready before he even asks for it, you know? So, like, being able to just kind of be around him so much and, like, you know, kind of witness his mind, you know?
He's your Mr. Miyagi, bro.
He's uniquely himself and, like, you know, doesn't care who or what anybody thinks, you know?
Yeah. Karate Kid, dude.
Exactly. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah. Start brooming the floors and stuff. Dude.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Yeah. Random stuff, dude.
all the groundwork.
All the groundwork. That's so cool to me, bro. It never gets old. And like you said, Jesse and Stro, they're the founders of Room 1041, which is like the basis of what we're talking about. How did you first get connected to Jesse? I don't know if you mentioned it.
So when I visited Ethan in June,
Okay.
Jesse was one of the first guys I met.
Okay.
I can't remember. He might have been with Ethan when they picked us up from the airport. And as soon as I met him, he's the most genuine, down to earth person. You know, wants the best for everyone. And I looked up to that man every day. I'm thankful for everything that he's, you know, we've been through together. We lived together for like 2.5, 3 years. So I just, you know, have gotten to learn so much from him.
I can't even gauge his age, bro. I don't know if he's 17 or 47, bro. It's so crazy.
He's I'm not thinking about his age. I know he's 26, but his birthday is May 5th, so he's 3 months younger than me.
Yeah, dude,
2 months.
He's such a young looking dude. Like
Totally.
even though he's 26, I feel like he looks like very young.
Totally. Yeah. And he's you know, he's able to kind of he's young at heart, but he's been able to just have conversations, like the right conversations with
Right,
you know,
people.
the toughest people to talk to in Hollywood, you know, like agents, managers, business, you know, executives, and like.
So he's the one that like consolidates all these brand deals and talks to all these people.
So brand deals mainly come from like agents.
Oh, okay.
And like managers
talent,
and
yeah.
stuff like of like Adam mainly. Adam's. I'm trying to remember if she's his manager or his agent, but her name's Leanne, and she's a badass.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
crazy. Kind of lately, this whole 2023, Stro and Jesse and Jesse's brother have kind of like conceptualized and gotten funding for like this new app, and I think it's gonna change the game kind
wow.
of for content and for creators from a connection standpoint, and like making collaborations easier.
LinkedIn for creators.
Basically, you know Raya. Do you know what Raya is?
Dating
app?
for Hollywood
So like
people?
a Raya for like creators and collabs, and then eventually, you know, I won't say too much because
Yeah, don't
know how
give-
much I'm allowed to say.
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, that is a good idea. Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. If you met Jesse's brother, you would see like the kind of family that Jesse comes from. Like they're all so impressive. They're from San Jose, and so like kind of being in that Silicon Valley startup
Yeah.
area, I couldn't imagine growing up in that area.
Yeah.
So much money comes
So
out of there.
expensive, yeah, too.
Apple, Google, like all these.
Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of being able to watch them get that. But yeah, watching that has been really cool. Kind of, you know, watching from afar, but, you know, once that all comes into fruition, like it'll all be complimentary, and yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, because it's a huge empire. Room 10, like how big is it really? Like how many employees are there? Like, you know, there's post-production people too, I imagine. Someone has to edit all those videos. I've met the PAs, production and talent, but I'm sure there's like a lot on behind the scenes that I just don't see.
So yeah, we've kind of gone through so many changes since COVID. At one point, I would say we had 30-ish. Lately, we've kind of boiled it down. People have, moved on, like gotten cool opportunities. Like one of our old filmers and like creative directors, Brandon, got an offer he couldn't refuse. now he's kind of, full-time topper, and then also with another company called Homemade, and he's so talented. But since that, there's only 4 of us, and the rest is kind of contracted out. Like we just kind of have rosters of everything.
That's some good equity right there.
Exactly. So it's Jesse, Stro, and then me and Alexa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you guys. That's
and so Alexa kind of started as like, the admin, the mom kind of us, keeping us all organized. Jesse's very organized. He doesn't need that. But like people like Stro and me, like it helps to have that person that has their stuff together.
1000%.
And so kind of as she was getting exposed to all this, it just happened naturally that she learned, and now she's able to produce whatever comes about. So it's kind of we've kind of all just become like these Swiss Army knives.
Yeah.
And kind
Jack
of like
all trades.
Yeah, and like our phone book is the most valuable thing that we have.
Yeah, contacts.
Yeah.
Man. Dude, I just like the other day I just created a Google Sheets of like all the content creator contacts I have, and when you zoom out, bro,
takes a minute,
bro. You wouldn't even believe how long it took me, but it was extensive. And when I was looking at the names and emails and numbers, I was like, holy shit, this is like all of LA, dude.
Yeah. Good for you, man. That takes like dedication to sit down and literally
I'll literally show you, bro.
Let's see it.
It's not even a joke. Like, I had to sit down and I had to do this like recently because I was just like, I just had to do it. Like, literally, look at what my Google Sheets is called. Yeah, this is extensive. Just zoom in and see the names in there.
Wow.
Mr. Beast is on there, guys. That's not even a joke. PewDiePie's on there.
Wow.
These are some 100 mil people.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
Another guy that I learned under, his name was Lath. He was mainly in like the music video world, but he recently made it out to North Carolina and producing for
Jimmy.
Mr. Beast. Yeah.
What's his name?
Lath Suki.
Lath Suki.
Yeah. Shouts out to Lath. He's a brother. Yeah.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
That is one of the craziest opportunities you can get. Like, man, I guess the closest I've been to that level of production, and that it was Eric, and dude, being around him it's insane, bro.
Yeah.
What they do, man, it's insane. Like he's basically like the Mr. Beast of LA. Yeah. And it's so crazy. Like totally. You've gotten a sense of it with Topper Guild, but man, these videos, they take an arm and a leg, bro.
Totally. Yeah. So much prep.
Yeah. And to think it's just like these people are literally rivaling TV shows. Like, I mean,
beating.
Yeah, beating. Like, Mr. Beast's Squid Game got more views than the actual Squid Game.
Totally.
That's fucking crazy. Like, I know you have to pay for Netflix, you don't have to pay for YouTube, but still, bro, this is just some white kid from North Carolina who wasn't jack shit 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He deserves it. I also think the Squid Game's writer deserves more money too.
Oh yeah,
Netflix really snubbed him.
Yeah.
They grew 30 or 40% based off of that show.
Jeez, bro.
And he doesn't see any of it.
Dude, yeah. No, I remember when Netflix was like struggling post Stranger Things to have their like show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the show that people know them by, and like the stocks were just dropping, and Squid Game really saved their ass, bro.
They should be grateful for that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's insane, bro.
I think that's kind of, why all these writer strikes and stuff are happening. Like all these standards that are kind of based off of like
non-streaming
outdated things like from the 2000s, and it's 2023.
Yeah, they still had like DVD sales and stuff on there. I remember I was like, that's not affecting anything,
No.
Yeah, people buy all that digital.
When was the last time you all made a DVD?
Yeah.
Like they stopped sending out stuff like a couple years ago.
I had this conversation with a friend the other day where, like, you know how people give out CDs randomly in like Hollywood?
Yeah.
So I'm a dumbass. So I accidentally got one. Then I was really thinking, I was like,
Like a mixtape on Hollywood Boulevard?
Yeah, like a disc, and I was like, where the fuck am I gonna put this, bro?
No cars have them these days.
Yeah, and laptops don't have them anymore, and nor do computers. So I was like, dude, you could have just given me like your SoundCloud, man.
Yeah.
It would have been the same thing.
A time machine will do better, you know?
Yeah. No, man, it's a whole thing, bro. Give me a QR code to your MP3 link, bro. Do something, man.
Yeah.
You can't be wasting money, bro.
Yeah.
The Jay-Z story doesn't work in 2023
exactly.
anymore, man.
Yeah, so I think it's, you know, it's the face-off between this new generation and the older generation, and, like, things are changing, and, you know, I like to see it, you know, I like to see it happen, and I'm not sure the effect that it'll have on kind of the economy here because of strikes and everything, but
yeah, no,
you know,
LA is heavily affected by that. Like, I remember just going around Studio City, North Hollywood, bro. It's a massacre out there, huh? And Paramount Pictures lot, dude, that was crazy. Like, you know what's funny though? A lot of people that I know just go there and support, and they start networking because it's just like, dude, you guys are all doing shit. So you know, you guys are all in one spot. What is this, a mixer, dude? Yeah, what's your number? What's your email?
Yeah. It's writers have a lot of
power
and like value.
Yeah.
I think that as sequels get less and less results, they're going to realize how valuable a unique idea is.
No, 1,000%. Indiana Jones didn't make what they were expecting.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. They couldn't Top Gun it. You know? Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Yeah. You can't just keep rebooting dog shit over and over. You got to have new and fresh ideas.
Totally.
Yeah, you got to. There has to be a way to trim them out that it's not AI, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like the new Dial of Destiny, but you could have made that an AI, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like, if
do you have oh, sorry, I was different thought. My brain just went somewhere else. But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, the top 10 most grossing movies of all time. All of them are sequels and stuff except Titanic.
Yeah.
All of them. Avengers, that's a sequel franchise. Avatar is now a sequel franchise and stuff. Fast and Furious, Jurassic World, all those, Star Wars, all the stuff at the top.
Yeah.
So crazy.
It is wild. I'm excited for, I know there's a lot of like biopics coming out, but Oppenheimer is going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I just introduced Ethan to Peaky Blinders. He took forever to watch it.
No fucking fighting.
Exactly, man. Like,
no,
we just finished the first season in a day, and like, Cillian Murphy is just
he's a killer, man.
The best.
He was great in Inception and Batman Begins and all the Nolan stuff.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Consistent and like, but that to say, like, one of the coolest things, like being in LA, one of the coffee shops we go to, we've seen Chris Nolan there about 4 times.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Republic of Pie?
No. It's this place called I don't know if I should explain.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's so surreal.
I'm a nerd when it comes to, like, you know, directors, actors, names. And as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh my God, that's Chris Nolan. Like, none of my friends like really recognized him. Dude, I was like, you guys know who that is? That's
always so crazy to me, bro. I always see people out on the street. Like, I remember I literally just saw Andy Serkis just walking by, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And like, I had to like talk to him and ask for a picture, but like, I was seeing everyone just walking by, and I'm like, bro, I bet you're a Star Wars fan. I bet you're a Lord of the Rings fan. You don't know who the fuck this is? This is Andy Serkis, bro.
Yeah.
That's Gollum. That's Caesar from Planet of the Apes. That's the villain from Star Wars. You know, I'm just like,
he's so talented.
So talented. Recently, he's been showing his face a lot more with Batman and stuff. So I guess, but wow, it was.
He in
Avengers?
Wasn't he in
Black Panther.
Black Panther. Yeah.
He gets his arm cut off.
Or
he dies. Yeah, in that one. Yeah, no, it's crazy, bro. No, LA, like, people. I can't imagine people just walking by Chris Nolan. I'm like, dude, you made Inception. You made Dark Knight.
He's there with his sons and his dog, and like, he's just a normal dude, just trying to have a coffee. But he's had some of the most impact on films
recently
in the past 2 decades.
Yeah,
you know,
it seems like the box office is just like Tom Cruise versus Christopher Nolan right now, dude.
Yeah. So
Oppenheimer versus Mission Impossible
versus Barbie.
Oh yeah, versus Barbie. Yeah. Dude, yeah, that's a tough box office this month. I don't know who's gonna win, bro. Like, my money is always on Cruise, but I'm just like, dude, you know?
I think awards are gonna go for Oppenheimer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Downey Jr. looks like he was actually trying. Damon's in there. Everyone's in there. Josh Peck, Mr. Viner's on there.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
just
King
a
Bat.
stacked
If
he
making
made
an atomic bomb.
if he made it in there, that would be sick.
I can just imagine his face, bro. Like, it's always the King Batch, like, shocked face. Yeah, I'm making a bomb.
It's just a reaction to it going on.
With the vine boom. The nuclear bomb is just a vine.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's an AdamW vine boom.
Totally.
Bro. Dude, that'd be great. Yeah. Oh my god, man. This month is gonna be crazy. So are you gonna do the double feature for Oppenheimer Barbie?
I can't do it at the same day.
Really?
No, I already have tickets for Oppenheimer though.
Oh, okay.
At Chinese theater.
Oh, nice. You're gonna see Nolan possibly.
Hopefully.
Because I know, like,
I mean, for the 5th time, you know. No,
oh yeah.
Old pal, you know. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Have you tried like networking or just walking past?
Ethan has more balls when it comes to talking to random people. I just kind of like let them be, but Ethan's like, no, I got to tell him, like, you know, the impact that they've had, and it always, you know, Ethan's, you know, so good at doing that it always turns out well, and you know, they're always so appreciative of, like, you know, like, yo, thank you, you know, super chill and stuff like that. I remember we were at Dialogue and we saw a character from Entourage.
Oh,
the guy who played,
no.
He was over Warner, who died of a heart attack on the golf course.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but it was crazy. You know, Ethan said something to him, and so we were just like, yo, love the show, and like they were thank you, like they love talking to young guys, you know, in Hollywood, and we you know, start talking to the guy that's next to him, and it turns out this is the guy that his character was based off of.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Alan Gray. That's the character name, and then Alan something, I forget his last name, is the real guy, and we were just like, what? That's
Life,
so cool.
man.
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah,
dude,
it's just LA is just like an Entourage episode, you know?
Yeah, it really is, bro. The amount of people you meet, bro. It's so, like, I asked you before, what was your pinch me moment? And you said Woody Harrelson, right?
Yeah, something like that. You know, I would have to go deep in thought and
in the
figure
archives.
out, you know.
Yeah. No, I always like just watch movies and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I met him once. It's so weird, you know. It's so crazy that happens, bro. Yeah, no, there's a lot of pinch me moments, and it's like, dude, it never stops. It's always gonna keep coming, you know.
Totally. Yeah.
I remember, I think I was just in Burbank at a comic book shop, and Ben Affleck walked in. I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? I'm like,
wow.
Yeah,
Dude's a legend.
That was fucking weird. I wanted to say something and like point a Daredevil comic at him, but I was like,
dude,
oh, that's probably a bad idea.
Him and Matt Damon have had the best careers.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that's so cool.
How you like them apples?
Yeah. Dude, Good Will Hunting on, like, everything that they're in. The Town, the
so
Bourne
good.
series.
Oh yeah.
The Accountant, I loved when it came out.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck.
Air,
of course.
You saw Air? That was really good.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad they didn't show Jordan's face.
Yeah.
I like that creative choice.
Decision.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. No, that's a good duo, bro. That's a great duo. What are some of your favorite films? I know it's so hard, but like, give me like a quick top 5.
I like thinking about this, you know, and I kind of have, I don't know necessarily where it is currently, but my number one movie ever, and I will always say this, is City of God.
Oh, wow.
Have you seen this?
I can't even imagine in my head. Who's the actor?
So it's no known actor.
Actor?
It was all shot in Brazil.
Okay.
It takes place in like Rio, and kind of the birth of the favelas. It's all in Portuguese, and it's not pretentious at all. Like, if you watch this movie, you'll be like, this is one of the greatest writing pieces. You know, if this was in English, it would be like one of the top. Like, it already is the top for me. You know, and like they just do a good job at building every character, telling the story. There's drugs, there's, you know, love, there's friendship, there's, you know, photography, there's everything. You should watch it tonight if you have time.
City of God.
Yeah.
No,
it's the best.
I'm putting it on the list. I actually genuinely do keep a list, and I always I'm like meticulous about it. I always like check it off and stuff. Like, I update it pretty often. So I hate when people say, "Oh, I'll put it on the list," and there's like actually no list. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, come on, like, put it on the Letterboxd or IMDb. Do something. Notes app. Yeah. anything, bro. But yeah, dude, yeah, it's so tough, like, because it always changes, like, every decade, I feel like.
Totally.
Like, my favorite movies, but, like, the staples have always been, like, number one, The Prestige, Nolan.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, what
Yeah.
a fucking movie.
Yeah.
You could watch that 4 times, and you'll see something new every time, bro.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like, I remember on my 4th rewatch, I was like, oh, shit, the love thing. She's like, you don't love me today. And I was like, I never got that. And I was like, oh, because it's the other guy.
Oh, I may not understand what you're saying. I need to rewatch this.
Yeah, no, it's good. There's like a lot of little things.
Huh.
Yeah.
I should rewatch it.
Yeah.
I watched it over COVID and I was mind blown, but I need to watch it again.
Dude, no, it's great. Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale. It's a weird squad, but it's a good squad.
Totally.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah. There's I think another top 5 that will always be on my list is Kill Bill.
Oh,
I
nice.
put volume 1 and 2
Tarantino.
together.
Yeah.
You know.
I met the
Entertainment.
daughter.
Really?
Maya Hawke, yeah.
Oh, from she was in Stranger Things. Huh?
Yeah, I think when I met her, like, they were doing, I'm pretty sure they were filming Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or something, because she was in that, like, look vibe thing. So I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. I just fist bumped Ethan Hawke's and Uma Thurman's daughter. That's insane.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy nepo.
Yeah, super nepo. Really.
That's just kind of, you know, Hollywood.
Yeah, Kill Bill.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah, I think it nails entertainment, action, once again, music.
Yeah.
The selections for the tracks that they do during fight scenes, like, insane, like, so just spot on.
Yeah, Tarantino killed it on that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I think in my top 5 there's 2 Nolan movies. I got Prestige at number 1 and Inception at number 3. That's such a beautiful movie. Like, you know, it's so good that I can't watch it anymore. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's like a thing, it's called like depreciative, like, and like there's also a musical piece in Inception called Time.
Oh,
I can't listen to that shit.
really?
Like, it's
I
so
used to,
good.
I used to go
don't
to
wanna,
sleep to that.
Oh wow.
I used to go to sleep to that.
Dude, like, it brings me to tears when I hear that song. I don't know why, bro.
There's so much emotion behind it. Hans Zimmer is
Man.
so. Oh yeah, Hans Zimmer is.
Yeah, dude,
the
Hans
best.
Zimmer, Nolan, that's a crew,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, dude, Time, that's such a good song. I can't listen to it. It's just so powerful, bro.
It really is.
Yeah.
He did the score for Last Samurai.
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise.
love that
was
movie.
Dude, Last Samurai was so amazing, man. Like, a couple years ago, I like completed Cruise's whole filmography.
Really good for you.
Yeah, it's a good, like, those early
Vanilla
movies.
Sky.
Oh yeah,
Minority Report.
Oh, I love Minority.
Oh.
Dude, when he figures out that he can't, his son,
Yeah.
couldn't figure out, like, who killed him. I was like, wow, it's so crazy. The whole thing he's working for is preventing crimes, and he can't figure out the main one. You know, that's got to kill you inside, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. I met someone the other night, and she was talking about how they're like working on predictive behavior with
Oh wow.
like AI, and like Spotify uses it for like kind of their like playlist, you know, algorithm, and like, you know, figuring out what songs people will like. But this girl, like, she's on like the other side of it, like, you know, keeping those human rights, like fighting, you know, for our side.
Have you heard the Drake AI song?
Yeah,
Dude, it's so good. It's so good.
I try not to give it any credit, because
It was good, man. I know it's crazy.
I've
but
seen
like,
Terminator, so you know.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna really like the new Mission Impossible movie, bro.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, but you're gonna love it. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's very current.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very topical. That's why.
Don't give me anything else.
Yeah, no, it's very current and topical. That's why it hits a little different. So, dude, it's I don't know how they timed it, but it's really good. It's I don't know how have you seen the franchise, the Mission Impossible
course.
franchise?
Every single one.
What's your favorite one?
Oof. I love Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, 3.
So anything with him in it.
Oh man, he was the best villain by far. That opening, dude.
Oh, when I first started to fall in love with movies, I was, you know, kind of, you know, played around with like writing and like, you know, building kind of an outline for a movie, and, you know, picking like the right cast, you know, that would fit. And like, there's just this character that, I would put him in if he was still alive. So
Oh man,
R.I.P.
yeah. Rest
to
in peace,
legend.
Philip
Yeah.
Seymour Hoffman. Yeah, I think his daughter is an actor and does
His
cool
son,
stuff.
his son,
Oh,
as well.
Oh, his son as
Licorice
well.
Pizza.
They were both in it, or
The son was.
oh, okay. I thought the daughter was Seymour Hoffman.
No,
okay.
the daughter was is Haim.
Okay.
So her and her sisters are artists, like singers.
Wow.
They have a group together, and they're very talented.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
And so whoever wrote that, I'm trying to remember who wrote that, but I think he wrote it like kind of as that Haim family is the muse.
Wow.
But yeah, having Philip Seymour Hoffman's son in that was
Yeah, it's so sick. Yeah, it lives on. Yeah, man, that's so cool. My favorite Mission Impossible. It's like they're such polar opposites, but it's either 1 or 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One's like a espionage spy film. I just love how technically all the movies are about this, but it's like the world's against Ethan. Like
totally.
literally his own the people he loves and like his whole team just dies, and then they all think he's the mole, and he has to find out who it is with like nothing. It's so cool, And then Fallout, it's just like the greatest action movie ever, right? Like there's this.
Is that the one where he falls onto that ball under the helicopter at the end?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
There's
That's
that.
such
He
a good
jumps
one.
off outer space practically, and then
Yeah.
there's the motorcycle ride through Paris. Yeah, there's the running scene where breaks his leg.
That man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, like, dude, 7 is like, wow, it's so crazy that it's like, you know what I mean? It's like Nvidia stock; it just keeps going up, bro. It's amazing.
Yeah. I think that's a healthy thing, but I also think it can be a dangerous thing of
Trying to top yourself.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I think
especially in his.
Fast and Furious is definitely trying to do that.
Oh no, that's not working for them. They peaked a while ago.
That used to be my favorite, movie franchise, and I think it still has a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
But they're doing a lot.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm happy. Mission Impossible's ending. Like it's just like, okay.
This is the finale.
No, this is part 1 of the finale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
just like, just one more. It with the trajectory, it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Fast and Furious, I think they should have ended it with 7 because it's been downhill. So
Yeah.
it's good to end on a peak because then people start missing you.
Yeah.
like a Breaking Bad, it's still relevant today because people want more.
Totally.
Unlike a Game of Thrones where it's just like, all right, we've had enough.
Yeah, and I like another one that it's not kind of on my list or anything, but I think it is one of the most legendary things is Bond.
Oh,
James
yeah, Bond.
Like all the Bond films are.
I think it's just history at this point. It's just like you get to see different points
Dude,
of history: the
yeah.
50s, 60s, 70s, 80s,
Totally. And like
Brosnan 90s.
yeah, just like that. Yeah, that
GoldenEye.
mentality and like yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. It's cool. Like, yeah, I think, yeah, man, it's you could watch any of them and you get to get a piece of history. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, oh, that's what this guy was doing back then.
Totally.
Daniel Craig's like the 2010s and
Dude,
stuff.
yeah.
Casino Royale, so cool.
What a talented man.
Yeah. All of them are talented. Yeah, I mean, dude, yeah, movies, man, so cool.
If you could work with kind of anyone in any space,
Yeah.
in any capacity, what's like do you have a dream like?
Ooh, man. The general goal is work with someone I really like and I can do it forever.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely not Cruise because I know how he is with
He's about to die on
production.
set.
No,
I'm
well, yeah, I
kidding.
mean he's crazy. He's crazy and he's a little too tough. I need someone a little bit more laid back. Damn. I'd say someone like Aaron Paul or like
Okay.
like a Steve Carell, like very very chill,
yeah.
very cool people. You know what I mean? Like if you've seen The Big Short, like Steve Carell's so chill. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah. And I just watched a movie recently where I was like, I've never seen Steve Carell kind of in this character, but it was Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
He's got acting chops. People always see him
Beautiful
as the funny
boy.
Yeah, beautiful
Oh
dude
my
with Timothy.
goodness.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He looked great in that with the beard. Good look on him. But dude, yeah. It's crazy. People always typecast him as like the funny, goofy guy in all the movies, but he's got some chops, man.
Yeah. One of my favorite comedies growing up was Get Smart.
Oh yeah, with Dwayne Johnson, Anne Hathaway.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a good mix for Steve Carell. He fits in that role.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think did they make fun of that in The Office with I think they did. They made like a
I never
spoof.
watched The Office.
Oh wow, that's crazy. You look like an Office fan. I don't know why.
I know. I think that I didn't watch it because it's so big, but I'm kind of waiting for, someone to watch it with to have like inside jokes with. I don't find it the most funny when I watch it alone. I feel like it's meant to, watch it.
As a group.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just saving it,
Yeah.
putting it on ice.
Putting it on ice.
In a bit, it'll be, kind of, in the Hall of
Zeitgeist.
Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Zeitgeist, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just
yeah.
When Captain America woke up from the ice and he had to make a list of like all the movies and stuff you have to see, that's one of the potent ones you gotta have on there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, dude, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I'm just thinking about all the cool stuff that's happening in media right now. I feel like we just like went through a golden age. Like I was talking to you about Succession and stuff. It's just like, dude, like a lot of the GOAT things I can think of happened recently.
Yeah.
Best action movie, Fallout, Mission Impossible. Best like drama, Succession. Best comedy.
Totally.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I think there was a realization, I feel like, the standard of excellence is definitely raised. There was a moment where everything was just, cash grabs and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that has to remain, with creation and everything like that, that, social media does kind of, take away from, which is that standard of excellence, and, like taking pride in like original work, So I think that's like an important thing that has to continue to be a value.
Yeah, you got to cut through the noise.
Yeah.
All right, so we do have to wrap this up soon. I got one question for you. Since we're talking about movies and Christopher Nolan, I don't know why I've asked this a lot on my podcast. What are your thoughts on Tenet?
I think the casting of Tenet was incredible. I think they nailed every
Patterson,
role.
Washington. Yeah.
I love the conceptualization of it. Honestly, the mathematics, like the engineering that it takes to even think about this.
The writing, I remember.
Like, how do you even get to this point of thinking to be like, okay, so time's gonna be backwards, but we're gonna have some that can go forwards, and like, how do you even wrap your brain around that?
Yeah.
Like, so I think that sometimes I think even execution, they crushed it. Will it be a timeless thing?
Did Pattinson survive?
Depends,
Yeah.
I think it's a great one. I think it's definitely rewatchable, but I don't know if it is top 10, top 25 worthy. But I think Tenet is a beautiful kind of concept.
Yeah, it's original and it's amazing. Yeah,
totally.
So this guy, he was Weston Smith.
Thanks for having me.
He just put some knowledge about production and film into this podcast. So the camera's on you. If you want to, that one. If you want to plug anything, it's all on you, man.
Room 1041. We're running things.
.com. Weston at room1041.com.
That's not my email.
Oh, really?
No, it is.
Okay, I'll cut that out.
Don't email me.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I know I just told you in Hollywood Boulevard you should definitely get on, and you were on my ass on getting on this podcast. So thank you for that, dude. And I hope you had a great time, and I hope you listeners, you guys learned some cool stuff.
Definitely.
Hell yeah. Thanks you for coming on, man. Peace.